Good evening. The University of Calgary, U of A, and now NAIT. Like everything else, tuition continues to rise in and around the province.
That's right. And thousands of students are worried after NAIT's recent decision to raise tuition and add a new mandatory fee for the academic year of 2023 to 2024. Cavell Clark joins us live from the NAIT hallways with more on that story.
Thanks, guys. Confused, nervous, and highly concerned are some of the words you can use to describe how students are feeling about this higher cost of higher education. NAIT says the reason behind the increase is that program costing is going up and government funding is going down. But students are saying they are having a harder time before the increase in paying their fees.
After working months to pay his tuition, first-year student Jaden moved to Edmonton to pursue his passion. Despite growing up in a small town, his goals are big. He hopes his love for cooking will one day support him financially. But with a tuition hike greeting him at the door, it appears to be a dream short-lived.
The fact that I'm going to have to raise even more money now to get through to my second semester over the summer, it's very worrying. You know, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to make it to that goal.
The increases will vary depending on the program, ranging between 1.83% to 10%, averaging at a 5.5% across all programs. NAIT is also introducing a new mandatory instructional fee for student technology starting the academic year 2023-2024. Athletic and recreation fees, one at NAIT and UPass support are also increasing at a total of $16.60 for the fall and winter terms. 126 programs, including 28 apprenticeship courses, will see a price hike while others will not share the same fate.
When NAIT is planning the increases and making all the calculations, they see which programs had a higher uptake on students, which programs are getting more expensive to deliver to students, and they make an average on all of the programs.
The reality is, with rising rent fees, food prices, and now tuition hike, many students are barely staying afloat financially and mentally.
My first question is why, but are we doing it to increase council's rate and take-home money, or are we providing more services with it?
I had budgeted very carefully how much money it would require to get an education here when I first started, and unfortunately, with an increase of 5.5%, I don't think it's going to be enough. I have a job over the summer, but I think I'll struggle to break even on it.
NAIT says despite the increase, the Polytechnic's tuition rate and fees are lower when compared to other schools in the province.
Cavell, does tuition cover 100% of a program's cost now that the increase is here?
That is a good question. Even with the increase, tuition covers less than 24% of program costs. The remaining percentage or balance is as a result of government funding, ancillary operations, and training contracts.
Will there be an increase for international students as well?
Speaking earlier this week with the VP of Academics at NAIT, she says that there is going to be an increase for international students at an average of 7.1. However, it is important to note that this will only be affecting new incoming international students and not current international students at NAIT.
Thanks, Cavell. That's our Cavell Clark reporting live from our news center tonight.